the sheep from the other fold.
It is so obvious that we are living historic times, in the end times, and we know that what is happening around the world, especially in the United States, is due to the fact that Christ is here on earth in her mission to conquer the last enemy of man, which is the devil, who had the empire of death. And why does it say it had it before? Because it no longer has power over the first fruits of God's people, because Christ herself has been guiding her people to conquer it. And Christ-Lisbet is trying to help and save the foreigners, all the men and women who are righteous and sensitive to her voice, in wanting to hear the truth that was hidden about God the Father and Christ, so they don't repeat history, mocking Christ when hearing her speak a knowledge that they had never heard before. Christ-Lisbet is bringing to light all that has been kept hidden for years, and she is showing who the enemy of man is, and that it dwells within man himself, so that they stop glorifying themselves and give glory and honor to the true God the Father and his Christ. We can see all the evil of men who have taken leadership positions, because they themselves make it shamelessly visible to our eyes and cause much harm to the environment and to everyone around them. And because many turn a blind eye, it affects all of us. We feel pain for the people who in these days are hurting and feeling sadness, fear, and uncertainty as a consequence of the presidential election results in the United States, and are saying that now an era of darkness is coming for everyone. They say this because they cannot see the light of the world, the bright morning star that is shining in the sky. Christ-Lisbet says to all of you that even though right now you cannot understand why you are going through all of this, don't suffer and trust that something great is coming for you, just as it happened to the first fruits of Christ-Lisbet when she brought them out of Egypt, which, in a figurative sense, is the dispensation of death of the previous Antichrist. Do not be discouraged and wait patiently, because the days have been shortened. All this has to happen so that everything written is fulfilled in this important era, the era of Christ-Lisbet. We, the holy angels of Christ, do understand what you are going through, because Christ-Lisbet has been preparing and equipping us with her spiritual armament, guiding us in the path of the truth, so that the enemy does not sneak up on us again, as he has already done to you. Christ-Lisbet wants those of you from the world to know that you represent the foreigners mentioned in the Bible, who will join God's people, and that you are also the figurative representation of the other sheepfold, whom Christ-Lisbet needs to gather and save as well. It says in John 10:16, "I also have other sheep that are not of this fold, they are not of my first fruits, and it is necessary that I gather them too, and they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one shepherd." So we advise you to be of humble heart, without becoming angry to the point of regret, and when you hear her voice today, do not harden your hearts. Always speak with God's truth and justice, and do not be ashamed of Lisbet, the Christ of God the Father, because Jehovah God, Melchizedek, is sublime, and he pays close attention to the humble, but looks at the arrogant from afar. If you walk in the midst of anguish, God will vivify you against the wrath of your enemies. God will extend his hand, and with his right hand, Christ-Lisbet, who is here among us, will save you because she is the ideal helper of man. Amen.